Hi, so today we're going to do a beginner's warrior sequence, which is really building on sun salutations A, B and C, and then just going through a very short standing series and a balance. And then we'll finish with a rest, Shavasana. At the beginning, we're going to start with 3-part breathing. So go right ahead. Make sure you've got your mat, maybe a blanket, pillows. If you've got blocks, that's always a good idea as well. You can always pause this and come back with them. So we're going to start lying on your back. So coming onto your back. And just make sure that you're comfortable lying down onto your back. You can keep your knees bent if you like. If that's more comfortable for your low back, go and do that. Otherwise, you can straighten your legs. Perhaps roll the shoulders back and down, lift the upper back, and then settle into it again. And then bring both hands onto the lower belly. If you like, you can close your eyes. We're only going to be here for a minute or two, not for too long. And we're just going to practice that 3-part breath. So just start to breathe and notice the regular movement of breath in and out of your body through the nostrils if you can. Just notice where you feel the breath the most. Follow the pathway of the breath through the nostrils, down the back of the throat. And then as the breath leaves your body, follow that pathway as the breath leaves. So just a few moments to settle in with your natural rhythm of breath. Let go of whatever you've been busy doing, whatever you've got ahead of you, and just be here. And as always, perhaps setting an intention for this next short practice, or for the day after. Whatever you want to happen today, how you want to feel. Or perhaps it's just to be here. And then let's start to breathe together. So wherever you are, empty everything out. And then inhale to your belly. Your hands will rise. Up towards your ribs. Your ribs expand to the side. If you really fill up, maybe up towards the chest. You don't have to move your hands like me. And then as you exhale, the belly falls, the ribs come towards each other, and the chest releases. Good. Breathe in, belly rises, ribs expand, chest opens up all the way up to the collarbones, pause gently at the top, and then exhale, belly falls, ribs release, chest softens. A few more times like this. Into the belly, belly rises, ribs expand, chest opens up, rises up all the way to the collarbones, pause at the top, and then breathe out as the belly softens, the ribs come inwards, and the chest releases. 2 more. Inhale, belly rises, ribs expand, creating space all the way up into the chest, the collarbones, pause at the top, and exhale, belly falls, ribs release, chest softens. 1 more. Inhale, belly rises, ribs expand, chest rises, pause at the top, and exhale, belly, chest, and ribs. And just let your breathing come and go naturally now. Scanning through your physical body. Notice any sensations. Working with your body, trusting it and being grateful. Let's start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. If your knees are not bent, then bend your knees, put the soles of the feet on the floor. Good. And just lift your hips up and lower them down as you lengthen the tailbone. Then reach your right leg up to the sky and flex the foot so as though you're standing on the ceiling. And hold behind the hamstring, maybe straightening the left leg. Just notice how your hamstring feels, how your ankles feel as you turn the ankle one way and the other. Just warming up. We won't do too long on the warm up because it's only a short session. Good. Keep with that steady breath. Then bend the left knee, put the right ankle on the left knee. The right knee goes out to the side for figure 4. So draw that left knee towards you, feeling this into the hip on the right side. Holding wherever you can hold. If you need a strap to hold behind, make sure you've got that to hand. It doesn't have to be a yoga strap. It can be a belt. It can be, anything. A pair of tights. It can be anything. All right, just breathe here. Inhale. And exhale. Release your arms out to the side so that you're really opening through the chest. You're in a T shape or like a cactus shape with your elbows bent. Good. And then just move your hips from left to right. You've still got that left foot up. Just keep going left to right, left to right. And when you next come over towards the left, let your right foot come all the way onto the floor. Your left knee comes onto the floor. And then really press that knee away from you. And maybe turn and look over your right shoulder. Take a deep breath in. Really feeling into this right hip here. That should feel quite nice and a twist. Fantastic. Come back to the center. Undo the feet and let's just take the other side. So reach that left leg up, flexing the foot so you're standing on the ceiling, and either keep the right knee bent, or if you did it on the other side, straightening that right leg with active toes. Turning the ankle, rotating one direction, the other, just noticing any clicks or clunks, depends on the time of day. Sometimes you hear more. If it's early in the morning, body's waking up. All right. Keep that regular rhythm of your breath moving in and out. I'll remind you of that throughout the practice. And then bend your right knee, put your left ankle on your right knee, and then pull that right knee in towards you. And again, hold wherever is good for you. And it might be different on this side than the other. And really sort of try and push that left knee away from you to deepen that sensation in the left hip there. Breathe in, soften the shoulders, soften your jaw. Forget about your to-do list. You're here. Well done. Fantastic. Then the arms come out to the side again. Get nice and expansive through the chest. As you move your hips from left to right, just feeling that nice sensation of kind of deepening the hip stretch one way, deepening the other, feeling the spine moving and twisting just gently. When you next come over to the right side, let that left foot come down onto the mat. Keep the left knee pointing up. Try your best to put the right knee on the mat. Good. And maybe turn your gaze in the opposite direction. Just focus on your breath. Enjoy that nice opening here on the left outer hip. In the chest area. Opening up the front of the body a bit. As you next breathe out, bring the knees back up and hug both knees in towards you. Your choice how you make your way up. So you can either take a few rocks like we've been doing in class by bringing your knees towards you, rocking the whole length of the spine, going back to the neck, down to the tailbone, up to the neck, and then crossing your ankles, or you can simply roll over onto your all fours and come into a tabletop position. So in tabletop position, let's just move through our spine a bit more. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, few cat and cows with your breath. Inhale, tailbone up. Lengthen the front of the body, draw the shoulder blades towards each other so that you really find heart opening. Maybe looking up as you lengthen the front of the throat. And then when you breathe out, tucking the tailbone underneath you, really rounding through the low back, middle back, upper back, all the way to the neck as you look between your knees. 2 more. Inhaling, finding that nice cow position, nice arch in the back. And then rounding as you breathe out, pressing the ground away, finding spaciousness in the vertebrae. 1 more. Inhale, looking up. And exhale, rounding and rounding. Good. If your toes are tucked, just untuck them. Come to a child's pose just briefly. Reach the hands forwards. Allow the head to come towards the mat. And just take 2 breaths. Breathe in for 1. And breathe out. Let it go. Inhale 2. And breathe out. You can sigh it out, you can make noises, whatever helps. Alright, come back into tabletop. Tuck the toes, make sure they're hip width apart, make sure your hands are gripping the mat with the fingers spread nice and wide, and then start to lift your hips up and come into your first downward facing dog. So in your downward facing dog, try and relax your neck, look between your legs, maybe bend one knee, bend the other, walk your dog a little bit if your backs of your legs feel a bit stiff still. Just see how this feels, maybe a couple of weeks since you've done this, so just relax into it. Never pressure yourself, and know that you can always come out and into a child's pose, okay? So take one more breath here, breathe in, and breathe out. And then walk your hands back towards your feet. Bend the knees generously so that your belly and your thighs are touching. And maybe hold on to your opposite elbows and sway left and right. If you want to straighten your legs a little bit, as long as your belly and your thighs are close to each other and you're not rounding through the upper back. I don't really want to see this because you're trying so hard. Lengthen. So really finding that kind of counter pose to all that forward folding we do every day by pulling the shoulders backwards, even when you're in a forward fold like this. Take a breath in and come up halfway so the knees can be towards the shins. Draw the shoulder blades back. You can even reach your arms back like this. Palms face down. And then breathe out, maybe bending the knees if you need to again. Fold. One more, inhale, halfway lift. Variation of your choice. And exhale, fold. Fabulous. Then next inhale, you're going to roll up one vertebrae at a time, like a little ragdoll. All the way up to standing. Allowing the head to come up last. Finding yourself at the back of the mat. Standing in your mountain pose. So Tadasana, you stay here. Remember your feet can be hip width apart. Perhaps lifting the toes up, then pressing them down again. Feeling that pressing down, that groundedness that you get from this pose. Palms facing forward so that you're receptive to whatever arises in our practice today. Tailbone long, core hugging in lightly, shoulders back and down. Steady gaze just along the tip of the nose or just in front of you. Take a breath or two here, remembering your intention. Remembering why you're doing yoga. Many different reasons. Just remember why you're here. Inhaling. And exhale. Now you can always sigh out. Alright. When you're ready, journey your way to the top of your mat. Standing in mountain pose still. And let's do some sun salutations. We're going to start with half sun salutation and then a sun salutation A. And then today, I did say B, but I think we'll just stick to half sun salutation and sun salutation A, okay? And then we'll go through our standing flow. All right, so here we go. Take a big breath in first. Inhale. Sigh it out. Good, let's start. So as you breathe in, the arms reach all the way up to the ceiling. Look up at the palms and stretch the fingertips up as you ground through the feet. And then the arms come out to the side, palms face down, bend the knees, forward fold, Uttanasana. Relax the neck. Inhale, halfway lift, your choice of hand variation. And exhale to fold. So one breath per move. Press into the ground, reach the arms all the way up. So half sun salutation to start. One more. Exhale, go straight back down. Forward fold. Release the neck, bend the knees. Inhale, halfway lift, your arm variation. And exhale, fold. Good. Press the feet down as you reach the arms up. So you're getting that lift as well as groundedness. And hands to your heart. Right, sun salutation A. Let's move. Inhale, reaching up. Breathing and moving. That's all we're doing. Exhale, fold forwards. Being in the moment. Breathe in, halfway lift. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands down and step back to a plank. Breathe in your plank. Be strong here. Don't let your hips fall like this. Lift up. Exhale, knees down. Keep the elbows close to the sides of you as you use that breath out to come all the way down. Relax the top of the feet. Inhale, coming up to your cobra or baby cobra. Don't have to come up too high. Just keep the pubic bone pressing down. Try not to lift it up. Exhale, lower down, tuck the toes. Go through a child's pose, just briefly. And then downward facing dog for 3 breaths in down dog.
Inhale for 1. Press through the feet, press through the hands. And exhale. Don't worry if your heels are up. Keep the knees slightly bent. Inhale, lengthen the spine, tailbone reaching up. Exhale, maybe you start to straighten the knees a bit. One more. Inhale, relax the neck. The gaze is backwards between the feet or the knees. And exhale. Inhale, look towards your hands and walk your feet until they're behind your hands. Remember, you can come up onto your fingertips or use your blocks under your hands to bring the ground up. Inhale, halfway lift and fold. Exhale. Good. Press the feet down, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Look up as you stretch up, but feel grounded. Strong feet, strong legs, strong core. Hands to your heart. Good, we'll do a few more like that. Inhale, the arms reach out, up and above, looking up. Exhaling, full breath brings you down. Uttanasana. Inhaling, halfway lift. Arms can reach back or towards the knees, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands down, step back to a plank. Breathe in here, remember knees can come down straight away. As you exhale, knees down, lower all the way down, one long line. Keep your core engaged. Good, breathing in, coming into that cobra. Nice, breathing out, lower down, press back through that child's pose. And downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana, 3 breaths again. Breathe in for 1, lengthen your tailbone up, bend in the knees if you need it. And breathe out. Inhale for 2, hug the upper arm bones inwards a little bit, press into the fingers. And breathe out. Inhale 3, look between your knees, relax the neck, relax your gaze. And breathe out. Good, next breath in, look towards your hands. And as you breathe out, you journey your feet behind your hands, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Press the feet down, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. And exhale, hands to your heart. Good. This time when we come to the back bend on the floor, we'll do a locust. Inhale, reach the arms up, look up. Exhaling, arms come out to the side, forward fold, Uttanasana. Relax your neck. Halfway lift as you breathe in. And hands down as you breathe out, step back to a plank. Inhale in your plank, be strong here, press the ground away, get that little protraction in your upper back, that roundedness. And then exhale, knees down, lower all the way down. Good, hands by your side or interlace, lift everything up, the upper half comes up, your chest, keep the back of the neck long, feet up. 1 breath in. Good, and exhale, release down, hands under shoulders, press back to a child's pose. Fantastic, breathe in, come forwards, tuck the toes, downward facing dog, 3 breaths. Breathe in for 1, really be here, full breath in, towards your belly, and exhale, empty everything out. Soften the jaw. Inhale 2, lift the tailbone up, hug the navel in. And exhale, well done, feel grounded, even if your heels aren't down. Inhale 3. And exhale. Good, next breath in, look towards your hands and walk your feet behind your hands, forward fold as you exhale. Inhaling, halfway lift and fold as you breathe out. Press the ground away, reach the arms up, all the way up, look up, stretch up. Hands to your heart, 1 more like that together. Breathe in, 1 breath per move. Arms up and out, look up. Exhale, arms out to the side, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in, try and make the breath equal. Exhale, hands down, step back to a plank. So you've got a steady rhythm of breath. Breathe in your plank. Good, and then exhale, knees down, elbows hugging close, all the way down. Inhale again, locust pose, arms by the side flying, legs lift up, feet strongly reaching back, crown of the head reaching forwards. And release, hands under shoulders. Exhale back towards your child's pose. And downward facing dog for 3 breaths. Inhale for 1. And exhale. Remember, child's pose is always an option. Just stay here. Inhale 2. Just stay present. And exhale. 1 more. Breathe in 3. And exhale. Good. Next breath in. Look towards your hands. As you breathe out, your feet are going to journey behind your hands, forward fold, Uttanasana. Halfway lift, breathing in. And exhale, fold. Press the ground away, the arms reach all the way up. And hands to your heart. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Just feel the breath moving in. Feel the breath moving out. Notice any sensations or maybe your heart beating. Notice any thoughts. And just let them go. Allow yourself just to be present with the breath moving in. Filling up like a container. And the breath moving out, emptying out like a container. Restate that intention if you set yourself one. Just giving yourself this time, nourishing yourself, giving yourself time just to be and move. All right. Your eyes are closed, opening them up. We're going to start our standing series. So from the top of your mat, you can bring your hands to your hips. Stepping your left foot back, turn the toes to the left, bending into the right knee, coming into warrior 2. Reach the arms out long, so you've got the right fingertips really stretching forwards, the left fingertips stretching back. Notice how your shoulders are in line with your hips, and you're bending that front knee as much as you can, and your foot is under your front knee. Then notice, see if you can see your big toe on the inside of that knee, opening the hip out a little bit more. And see if you can press into the outside edge, the pinky toe edge of your back foot, and then notice if your hands are level, or if one is perhaps lower than the other. And then where are you looking? Probably at the screen, but can you look over your front fingertips? If your front thigh is feeling it, see if you can press into the back foot a little bit more, distribute that energy a bit more equally. And are you breathing? Inhale and exhale. Keep the legs exactly as they are. You're getting strong. Reach that left arm down and the right arm up for peaceful warrior. Perhaps looking up if your neck allows it. If it doesn't, just keep looking forwards. Keep reaching that right knee forwards. You're not straightening into the right knee. You're keeping it bent. Well done. Breathe in. Nice, smooth, steady breaths. That's what will keep you here in these times of difficulty. Good. And then release that. Come back to warrior 2. Good job. Straighten the front knee. We're going to come on to triangle pose now. So bring your left hand onto your hip, heel toe that back foot in a bit. Turn the palm up of the right hand and start to lean forwards. Can you see how I'm trying to keep both sides of the waist equal? Keep reaching forwards and forwards. When I can't go forwards anymore, all I'm going to do, bring that hand down. If you have a block there, it's nice to bring the block either to the outside or the inside of the foot. And then turn and open that top shoulder so it's in line with your bottom shoulder. And if your shoulder allows, reach the left arm up. And just breathe here. Try and really sort of lengthen that tailbone down a little bit more so you've got engagement in the left outer hip. Press into the big toe mound of the front foot and the outer edge of the back foot. Really feeling grounded, but also lift and expanded. Well done. Take a breath in. Keep the neck long so you're not letting the head fall off the neck. Keep the neck long. Good. Next breath in. Use these obliques on the left side as though someone's pulling you up by the left hand. Come all the way back up. Good. Maybe widen the stance again as you bend into that front knee, coming into your side angle. So the right elbow's on top of that knee, the left arm's up and over. Really stretch the left arm to ahead of you, so over your left ear. So it's like the biceps touching your left ear. Good. Perhaps turn and look upwards if your neck allows, to really open through the chest a bit more. Press into the back foot if you're feeling this a lot in your front.
can you hover that front elbow off a little bit? Maybe even reach the right fingertips down if you've got the space, or holding on to that block if it's still there. Just find whatever suits you, that you can open up and feel the strength but the spaciousness at the same time. One more inhale and exhale. Well done. Good. Use those obliques again. Come all the way up. Straighten both feet, hands on the hips. Turn the feet to face the side, the left side, and have your toes out, your heels in. Goddess. We're going to go for a goddess squat before the other side. You know what's coming. Bend the knees. So in this bent knee position, your knees and your toes are tracking in the same direction. Doesn't matter if your bottom's stuck out a long way, just try and hug the navel in, okay? Some people squat with a more sort of shallow squat like this. You may go a bit deeper. Just notice what suits you. Once you feel stable, arms come out like cactus. Really open them wide, pull the shoulder blades towards each other, and then bring the forearms to touch. Good, 3 more times. Inhale, open up. Well done. Exhale as you hug in. Tap the forearms. Inhale, open up, get even broader in the chest. Exhale, tap. Good, opening up for this one last time. Staying here for 5, go a little bit lower. 4, maybe a bit lower. 3, lower. 2, staying. And 1, driving through the feet, coming up, hands on hips. How you doing? Well done. Turn the right toes to face the side of the mat and the left toes to face the front. Maybe widen the stance, bend into the left knee. I'm going to do that all on the left side. So Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2 is the Sanskrit. Strong arms, strong legs. Open up that front knee so you can see your big toe on the inside of the knee. Press into the back of the back foot. Make sure you've got your block if you need it for triangle. You can stop and grab it. Arms are strong and your gaze, your drishti, is along the front fingertips. Shoulders and hips in one line, belly lightly engaged, and you're breathing as though you're not doing anything, okay? So try and notice what your breath tells you about whether you need to back off in a pose. If you need to straighten a little bit, that's fine. Okay, just notice how your breath tells you these things. Good, one more breath, inhale. And exhale. If your shoulders are up here, relax them. Bring your right hand down, left arm reaches up. Gaze either up or straight ahead. Keep reaching that left knee forwards. If it's lifted a little bit, do your best. You're not here for long. I know you can do it, you girls. You're super strong, you ladies. Super strong women who come to jungle. So keep with your breath. One more breath, inhale. And exhale. Back to center. Straighten the front knee. Heel toe the back foot in. Triangle pose. So right hand can come to your hip. Turn the left palm up and reach that forward. So say you're passing something on a plate. Keeping long in both sides of the waist. So you're really using that underneath waist to keep you strong, and the upper waist. And then when you can't go forwards anymore, just bring the bottom hand down, turn and open that top shoulder so it's in line with your bottom. And the right arm goes up. If you like, you can look up. Lengthen the tailbone down a little bit so you've got that engagement in the right buttock. Press down equally into both feet. Front big toe back, little toes are grounding as well. Keep the head reaching forward, the neck long. Breathe smooth and steady. Inhale. And exhale. Use the obliques on your right side especially to lift you all the way up. Widen the stance. If you shortened it, bend the front knee. Side angle. So again, left elbow onto that knee. Reach that right arm up and above, right bicep by your ear. Turn and peel the chest open so that you're really feeling expansive. Press into the outside edge of the back foot, ground through the big toe, maybe lift that elbow or hover it a little bit, or at least not put too much weight on it so that you're using that inner thigh to keep you strong. Well done. These warrior poses are really about building strength and focus on your breath. So do it. You can do it. Be strong. Well done. Again, if you used your hand on the block, you can do that here as well. Next breath in, come all the way up. Straighten the front knee, turn all the toes to face the left side. This time you're going to do a wide leg forward fold. So just as we did in class, sometimes it's nice to have 1 or 2 blocks
ahead of you. I quite like this variation. Hands on your hips, roll your shoulders back and down, hug the elbows towards each other. So it's really like you're broadening your chest, but you're not arching the low back. You've still got that light engagement in the tummy. Good. Keep the toes either facing forward so that your feet are parallel, or you can have your toes slightly in, heels slightly out. Keep the shoulders rolling back and down, the elbows hugging in, the belly light and engaged. Then hinging from your hips, you're going to lead with your chin and come forwards. So you'll have a nice straight back as you come forwards. You're not going to be like this, okay? You're going to lengthen, reaching with your chin. Keep reaching forwards, keep looking forwards. When you can't go forwards anymore, relax your neck. Hands come down onto the floor, and then walk your hands forwards a little bit and send your hips backwards. So how I've got them here, I'm just going to hold on to my blocks so I can really sink my head between my shoulders, my upper shoulders, and feel a really nice upper back stretch. And also a lovely stretch in the back of the hamstrings. Go easy if you've got hamstring issues. So, I know some of you have. So just go careful, maybe not go so far or even take a bend in the knees. Relax your neck and let your breath be smooth. Enjoy this inversion where your head is lower than your heart. And this lovely stretch in the shoulders and the upper back. Inhale. Exhale. Remember, inhale, I am. Exhale, here. Inhaling, I am. And exhale, here. Nice. Next breath in. Walk your hands back towards you underneath your face. Come up halfway and bring your hands onto your hips. Hug your belly in, and with a strong core, all the way up to standing. Turning your right toes to face the front of the mat. Simply step your left foot to meet the right, and hands to your heart. Again, one hand onto your heart, one hand onto your navel. Just feel the breath moving in, and allow the breath to move out. Soften the shoulders, release the jaw. And allow yourself to be here. All right. You're going to do one standing balance, and then we'll come down into your resting pose. So I'm going to take a tree pose when you're ready. So I'm going to demonstrate using the block for you to put your foot on. So if you struggle with your balance, you can use this at the side. Otherwise, go for it. So we're going to start with the weight into our right foot. Come up onto the ball of the left foot and bring that left knee out to the side. Maybe move it in and out a few times. This is a hip opener, tree pose, as well as balance. Good. Notice how it feels. Good. And then just keep that toe on the floor, but knee out to the side. Make sure you're really grounding through this right foot. So all four corners are pressing in equally to the floor, and your big toes especially pressing down. Your quadricep is nice and strong, and you're lengthening the tailbone and hugging the navel in towards your spine a little bit with your shoulders in their natural backwards position, not really arching too far back, but not leaning forwards either. Crown of the head reaching upwards, like you've got that block on the head, as we did in one of the sessions we had. Good. If you're happy, perhaps you can bring the toe onto the block. That might be where you stay, and that's fine as well. If you want to, bring the foot on the calf muscle. Keep pressing the foot and the leg against each other, growing taller as you draw up through the pelvic floor muscles. And if you really want to, grab a hold of the ankle, put the foot onto the inside of your right thigh. And either hands can press together so that you're getting that really sort of centering feeling, really feeling steadiness there in prayer. Or you can reach your arms up, grow your tree. Just see where you are today. It might be different from yesterday. Try not to let this right hip go out to the side. Draw in everything, drawing upwards. And just breathe smooth and steady breaths. Notice where your mind goes in this stillness. Notice any talk or self-criticism. Notice if you feel good today.
Notice sounds outside the room. Notice the breath moving in and the breath moving out. Good. Notice any quivering or wobbling. And if you have fallen out, that's okay. Slowly come back in and notice also your reaction to that. How do we respond when things don't go as we want? Yeah. That's why yoga is so amazing, because it's not these physical postures that teach us things. It's how we respond to them, isn't it? Fabulous. Bring your hands to your heart. Woo. Knee to the front. And let that left foot down. Shake it off. Oh, don't know about you, but it's my left glute, but I'm trying to mirror you. That side is, yeah, strong. Okay, let's do the other side. So ground through the left toes. Make sure that all four corners of the feet are equally weighted on that left side, especially the big toe. Lifting the quad, engaging here. Core hugging lightly in as you lengthen the tailbone down to help it. Shoulders back and down. Good, hands can be on the hips. And then coming onto that tiptoe of your right leg, moving the right knee in and out, just feeling the difference. This hip for me feels a little bit tighter. My left one wants to go around with it. So just notice how it feels. And then perhaps bringing the toe up onto the block. And that might be your tree today. And you know what? That's a tree. That's still a tree. You can do a tree in bed. You can do a tree on the chair. As long as you feel grounded but lifted, steady, opening the hips. And then take the variation that you did on the other side. So either calf on the shin or on the inside of the thigh. I actually find it easiest here because I'm pressing my thigh against my foot. Foot resists thigh. The more I press each against the other, the easier it is to draw up through the midline, pelvic floor muscles, deep core muscles, and find that steadiness. Also, don't forget your gaze, so your drishti, just focus it on something that's not moving. If you're looking at things that are moving around and around, or even if you close your eyes, you'll find it's much more difficult for balance. Maybe you can give it a try if you're really good at this. I know some of you are. So try closing your eyes or looking up towards the ceiling. See what happens then. Challenge yourself. Don't be afraid to fall. Doesn't matter. As I said on the first class, I think yoga is not about learning to touch your toes. It's about what you learn on the way down. Breathe in. Good. Keep breathing, keep that strength. We're here for a couple more breaths. Try not to allow that left hip out to the side. Hug everything in. Grow taller. Pretend you've got that block on your head. The back of the neck is long. Go around with the head reaching up. One more inhale. Fantastic. Hands come together to your heart. Knee comes forwards. Don't rush it. Bring that right foot down. Shake it off. How are you doing? All right. We're going to make our way down onto the mat now. So I'm just going to move this block out to the side. Make sure I've got it next to me. Well, let's come into a chair pose to get down. I know you love this. Sit down into your chair pose. So I like to have my feet together when I come down into a chair because I can grip the inner thighs, really have that adduction, which is going to help with my deep core muscles. But you can have your feet hip width if that's better for you. Try and hug the navel in, okay? Keep the lengthening in the spine. Breathe in, breathe out. Slowly start to lower down. You can come onto your toes if you need to, all the way down for 3, 2, and 1. Landing on your bottom. Let's just do one round of this because I know we practiced it. Roll the shoulders back and down. Starting with your knees bent next to your chest. Try and have your feet parallel with your knees rather than down towards the floor. It will challenge you. Keep your shoulder blades working back rather than rounding like this, okay? So keep reaching back. And then if you like, reach the hands forwards. Holding it here for 5, 4, if you like, keep holding here. 3, 2, 1, and then perhaps come down so that you're halfway with your feet off the ground. Keep looking forwards towards your toes for 5, 4, if it's too much for your back, have your knees up. 3, 2, and 1. Lie down onto your back. Oh. Bend your knees, bring your feet hip width apart.
Arms out to the side, and just bring your knees over to one side, and the knees over to the other. Knees over to one side, and over to the other. So just moving in and out of this twist, freeing the hips up a little bit. Well done. And then let's finish as we began. Bend the knees. Alright, I can't remember which leg we started with, but let's bring our right leg up to the sky. Flex the right foot, hold behind the hamstring, the length from the left leg. Take circles with the ankle. Notice maybe your hamstrings feel a little bit more open. And you might want to repeat the standing series. And you might want to stop the video and do it again, you know. You might want to do it 3 times. I often do something more than once so that my body really gets warmed up into it and I feel more spacious. Otherwise, we're here. Alright, from here, bend the left knee if it was straight. Right ankle onto left knee, hug that knee in towards you. Notice if you feel any different. Good. Let your breath come and go still. Let go of your to-do list. Arms come out to the side. This time like a straight line and just take your hips left to right. Good. And this time, instead of bringing your your right foot over to the left side, can you bring your right knee over to the right side, keeping that right ankle on the left knee? This is a nice IT band stretch, so the outer leg. So if you do a lot of walking or running, this is a really nice stretch. And then twisting, looking over the left fingertips. So don't worry if your right knee is not on the floor, as long as you're not hurting in your low back. And if you are, just release that ankle from the top of the knee. If the knee is hurting, release the ankle from the top of the knee, the right ankle from the top of the left knee. And just take a nice simple twist. And everything, remember to listen to your body, because everybody's body is different. We've all got little ways that help our body and ways that hurt. So make sure it's a way that helps it. By tuning in. Come back up to centre. Uncross that right knee from your left leg and change sides. Left leg straightens up for that hamstring stretch. Maybe straightening the right leg if you did on the other side. Holding behind the hamstring, taking circles. Also, if you've got a strap, it's nice to use a strap here. If you eventually you can reach your big toe, make sure that the shoulder is pulling down into the ground. So flexibility of your hamstrings takes time, and it also takes consistency because we sit so much, don't we? So we're constantly bending our knees, shortening our hamstrings. So that's why hamstrings, they can shorten, but they can also lengthen if we just give ourselves a little bit of consistent practice. Well done. And that's so good for your lower back and your back muscles because it's all joined. All the fascia is joined, so it's very good. Well done. Bend the right knee and left ankle on right knee for figure 4, or reclined pigeon as we can call it as well. So this is a good pigeon variation if you've got back issues or if you've got knee or hip issues. This means you're taking especially the knee and the hip, it's taking those things out of it, but still getting the same benefit. All right. And then arms come out to the sides like a big straight line with both, and take the knees left and right a few times. And when you next come over to the left, you're going to let that left knee over to the left ankle stays on the knee it did on the other side. And then turn your gaze over the right fingertips. For this nice stretch all the way down the right side, down the IT band, the outside of the hip, all the way down towards the knee. Such a lovely stretch. Keep the breath moving smoothly and steadily. Breath in, come back to centre, hug your knees. Good. Maybe rock your spine left to right a few times. So I'm going to finish the class here in a Shavasana. If you want to do anything else, please go ahead and do it. If you want to take legs up the wall, maybe move yourself to the edge of the wall and put your legs up the wall, or even if you're near a sofa like me, lying with your knees over the sofa and taking your Shavasana like that. Otherwise, if you've got blocks or a pillow, you can always put the blocks or pillow under your knees, blanket under your head, maybe pillow under your head and a blanket on your body. And just shut the world out for 5 minutes. It'll be there when you wake up. Enjoy this time. Really give yourself time for Shavasana, even though it's been a small practice. Let your body just absorb everything that you put into it. Really nourish yourself. Take a huge breath in. Really fill up from the belly, the ribs, the lungs. Hold it at the top. Really hold it. And slowly let it out. Sigh. Do that one more time. Huge breath in. Breathe into your belly. The ribs expand all the way up to your chest. Fill up. Maybe take another sip of air once you're at the top. Holding it for 4, 3, 2, 1. And opening your lips and sighing it out. Releasing, softening, letting go. I'm going to leave you to finish your Shavasana on your own. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you in 2022. Lots of love.